Welcome back to Check Game Sports. I'm here with your boy Alvin Williams,
And I'm here with your boy Terrance Smith.
and we're here to talk about this week in NBA basketball. What you got for me, Al?
Hey man, I want to start kicking right off. Little not disturbing news. It is what it is. Ja Morant. Ja Morant getting suspended by the coach's staff and with the Memphis Grizzlies, and it's a little disappointing because he got so much talent, and you want to see him play. You want to see him bring his best to the league and bring his best to the team. But for whatever reason, and whatever happened in that locker room internally, it didn't sit well with the coaching staff, and right. And
Mm-hmm.
all we saw was the post game interview where the media was asking him about why was he benched and how do you move forward and what he thought the reasons were. And for me, just being outsider looking in, I thought he could handle that much better. I thought
Mm-hmm.
he could handle that in a way where, if they're looking to me to be a leader of this team, sometimes I gotta bite the bullet to go forward. Even if it's not my fault, even if it's somebody else's fault, as a leader, you bite the bullet. But then again, as me and you talked offline fast, everybody's not a leader. Everybody's not that person that you can turn to and look as a leader. And then also a leader can lead you down a wrong road. So I think these organizations, before they anoint somebody as that, they got to earn it. They got to show and prove. And you don't do it just by the play on the court. It's on and off the court, and it's every day. So hopefully that issue can get resolved and he can get back to playing the sport that he loves and give it all back to his team, man.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that the best player is not always the leader, and it seems like that's what the professional model is that he's the best player on the team. So he should be the leader. He should hold the players accountable, and he should conduct himself away in the locker room. That's a big title to put on such a child. I remember talking to you and you explaining to me that Vince Carter was the best player on your team, but Charles Oakley was the leader of the team. So there was some understanding that although Oakley wasn't the best player, he was still the leader of the team. And I think Ja may be missing that in a bigger brother. It seems at times that his father's not a leader. His father uh, behaves in such a way in the public eye that it's not conducive to a leader. So to ask that of Ja, if he's not aware of how to behave that way, I'm not sure if you can penalize him that way or ask him to conduct himself that way if he doesn't have a leader in his life or you know what I mean, how to perform that way. So I don't want to hold Ja to that as a child. You know what I mean? He's a very talented kid, but he's very young too. So he may have some more growing pains to go through. I hope he get back on the court soon. Um,
But we ain't gonna keep calling that young man a child. He ain't no damn child. He got to be somebody that hold himself accountable too. But I love what you said. If he's not, if you put him in that role as the leader, you want that to look a certain way, and he's not equipped for that yet. You can't penalize him. You can't penalize him for not being. You picked the wrong. You made a mistake by picking the wrong leader, right?
mhm, mhm.
And again, not holding him to that fire. I agree with you 100%. But for us as men and young men, we gotta understand, man, we can't act a certain way. We gotta grow every year. And if you keep seeing repetitive behavior to some degree where it's disrupting the team, you gotta make a call at some point. But hopefully he get his stuff right. So because he's a outstanding talent, man. But hopefully it's more than just basketball being a talent. You gotta be much more than that when you lead an organization, and then you lead in the family, you lead in the community, you lead in a lot of things. So hopefully he can get into that mold and get some guidance with that.
Yeah, hopefully he hopefully he sees something down the line, and maybe the NBA help him out with that. I wanted to get into our Sixers because
Stop,
Maxi.
stop saying our Sixers, dog. It's
I mean,
not my Sixers,
I
dog.
mean, I'm from Philly, man. I want to get into the Sixers, man. Maxi and Edgecombe is playing out their mind. Maxi is averaging 33 and 9, 2 turnovers, and Edgecombe is 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. His jump shot is much better than what I thought it was, and not from the beginning of the season. I already told you, I think he can shoot the ball pretty well, but he's shooting it a little bit better than what I thought. And Maxi, I've watched NBA ball. I watched pro next to you, so to sustain what he's doing for a course of a season, I don't expect him to do 33 and 9 for 82 games. but can he keep that motor like that for the 82 games? I don't know if he can. I'm not saying he can or can't, but I'll be interested to see if he can lead at that pace, at the pace that his engine is going at. I'd like to see if he can lead all the way into the playoffs like that. That'd be nice.
No, for sure. He can. I mean, listen, man, you talk to anybody that's been around Maxey, that's trained him, that coached him. He's a workaholic, a great person, great attitude. It's infectious in that locker room, the way he approaches it. In order for the Sixers to be anything this year, he's going to have to play like that. Because again, we talked about it the first episode or first show. You can't rely on Embiid right now because of his health. You don't know what's going to happen with Paul George. He's the only constant factor, veteran that is there. And he has the motor, he has the skill. You've been seeing it year after year. He's had big games in the postseason. So he's built for it. But I urge all you Philadelphia fans, I urge all of you Philadelphia fans to pipe down, because this team, again, if they want to go to that next level, unless Maxey's just going to play outstanding every game, they're still going to need the big fella, unless they're just going to transition away from that. But let's just mention the Celtics, the Hornets, the Magic, the Wizards, the Celtics, and the Nets. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna leave it there. That's been a game so far.
So you're saying that the competition hasn't been to the standard to say that Maxey 33-9 is a little
No. Maxey's he can play against whoever. He's gonna get his number.
Okay.
Right. I'm just saying the team. VJ, guess what's gonna start happening? Teams are gonna scout and report. This first week and a half, it's gonna be a little different. Now, when you gonna hit that bump as a rookie, when you hit that bump, do you have the supporting staff that's gonna help you navigate that? Or are you gonna have that internal fire that like, I'm gonna get through this? And he is. He has that. But again, the team overall, they haven't had the toughest schedule yet. So let's just pipe down. I'm saying that just because I know you Philadelphia fans.
I'm just saying that's all. They playing NBA teams. I don't know what else you want them to. I don't know who you want them to play. They're playing NBA teams.
That's cool. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do.
All right, there you go. All right, you're 5-1, and Maxey is 33-9. So I don't know. I don't understand what you're saying.
By Christmas, they'll be 7-12.
All right, man. We don't need you raining on the parade. Anyhow, let's change gears and let's talk about my man SGA, because apparently over the last couple of days he had a little incident, and I heard some things happen with him down in Oklahoma City, and I was just upset because he's on such a positive ride, and he's going in such a positive direction in his life. He's achieving all his goals. He's playing his best. He's just won his championship. And for somebody to try to rain or put him in a bad spot, I just wanted to address that. And I hope Shea and his family and everybody got through it. But whoever took something from Shea, I just want y'all to know y'all forgot something. Y'all forgot the 30 he gave out last night. So I just wanted to let Shea know we with you, man. Hope everything is fine. And I'm happy that the season is going forward, and I hope everything goes smooth. What do you feel, Al?
Yeah, no, it's always unfortunate when somebody invades your property. Mm-hmm. And come in there and just don't know the full story. And like you said, but all my wishes to Shea and his family, and hopefully get some peace and some clarity and some closure to this, because it ain't nothing. I mean, I've been in that situation before, so it ain't nothing nice. So all about to him, but he's still to professionalism, man. Be able to do that, then go out and what you say, 30 piece, lead his team to a 7-0 victory. Mm-hmm. I mean 7-0 record. Mm-hmm. That's impressive. But that's how he is, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they forgot another Canadian.
Yeah, they forgot
another Canadian.
They forgot that 30 on the way out the door, man. Yeah, Al. So I know you wanted to talk about Chicago because they 5-1, and you see some positive things happening over there. I can see a little light. I want to hear what you got to say about these guys to make me understand where you're coming from with Chicago.
I'm not jumping out the window, but more so I'm just saying it as a fan. I've been watching them for a minute because a close friend of mine is the general manager there, Mark Eversley. Mark Eversley actually started out as my sneaker rep at Nike, or a sneaker rep at Nike, who represented me. And we became close friends then. He moved up the ranks in Nike, and then he moved over to working an executive side for the Toronto Raptors, and ended up for the Chicago Bulls. He helped me a lot, gave me a lot of game, man. So I'm happy to see it's turning around for him early in the season. You want to get those early starts, but shout out to Mark Eversley, who's actually the first black general manager in Chicago Bulls franchise history. So
Mm-hmm.
that's huge, man. But shout
Mm-hmm.
out to Mark Eversley and what he's doing along with the rest of the executive team and the coaching staff over there in Chicago.
Well, they got Josh Giddey and
Yep.
Vucevic. Is that his name?
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Well, Josh Giddey averaging 22 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. And Vucevic is averaging 19 and 12. And so with them playing at that rate, I like to see if Giddey can sustain that. That's a high rate from the player. But as far as when he came into the league, that seemed to be his niche. His specialty was that he could do everything. He could pass, shoot, rebound. He was tall for a guard. So I'm curious to see how they do because those two guys do look really nice together. And I'm okay with it. I'm not too high on them. It's 5-1 Chicago Bulls. We'll see what's going on.
Yeah, no, but don't forget Kobe White. First, before even that,
Mm-hmm.
Busilis, the second year player, very athletic kid. But Kobe White, he's coming in. He got a calf strain. Apparently, reports said he strained his calf in August. So you got to be really careful with that. You know, a lot of those Achilles injuries they come from having those strains and slight tears in the calf and all of on those things. So I'm sure they just monitoring them. But he averaged 20 points last year, score, get to the basket outside. So with him, man, that's going to be another great addition for them moving forward if he can get back healthy.
Well, let's bounce it. Let's bounce it from there. Let's get over to Detroit because apparently they've been doing pretty good themselves over there, and I like what they got as far as the team. I like the group. They look young. They ready. Cade Cunningham, he turns it over just a bit too much for me. He's a bit too careless with the ball. And you a point guard, and me and you always talk about that. You would tell me it's not always the point guard fault. I get that, but when you're responsible for that ball, you're supposed to be responsible for that ball. And so I'm sure I'm saying this in a positive note because if he take care of the ball a bit better, I'm sure that will affect the wins. But as a group, I do like them. You say they got a guy from Philly on their team as well, huh?
Yeah, Jalen Duren, and they just played over in Mexico City. They played the Dallas Mavericks without AD, but Jalen Duren, he had 33 and 10. Philly guy. It's also somebody that worked with a close friend of ours, Rasheed Wallace. So Rasheed
Mm.
been helping him out, a lot. And it's somebody that if you look at this guy, man, he's a chisel dude. He came in the league at 19 years old, but also giving the shout outs to another Philly guy, Jerome Pooh Allen, who's an assistant coach over there. And then
Uh,
my young buck Jared Jack, and then JB Bickerstaff, he's doing a great job for them. But I agree with you. Cade Cunningham, he's a monster. Cade Cunningham to me is probably top 5, top 6, definitely I'm not top 5, top 6 point guards in the NBA to me right now. But he has to learn how to play that role, play that position, continue to get better. But that team is somebody to look out for because I know that coaching staff is going to have those guys playing hard. They're going to be physical. But yeah, Detroit is one of those teams that I think is going to be somebody to reckon with coming out of the East.
well, enough of the East Coast. Let's get out to the West. And I know we wanted to spend some
West
time
Side.
and talk about the Warriors to see if they got what it takes. I mean, at this pace or stage in their career of the Warriors, I feel like they're fine wine where Kerr shouldn't rip the ribbon off of their group until it's playoff times. There's no need to run those guys in the ground over this course when they do have some type of gel there. I mean, Butler, Kerr, and Draymond, that's something to work with, and they're going to get some pieces in and out of there. I don't know if they keep Kaminga or not, but it seems like what their core is a good team for a playoff run. I don't know what kind of usage you want to get out of the Warriors during the regular season. Of course, you want to get your engine set for the right gears so when you do want to go, you want to push it, they ready to push. But I don't know how much you ask from that group during the season due to their age and their usage over the years. The Warriors is a team that's been to the finals just so many times. What's it, 8 times, 7 times? That's a lot of basketball being played over the course of a career. Stephen Curry, Draymond, and even Jimmy Butler. He's always in the finals or the Eastern Conference Finals. That's a lot of usage on those kind of players there. And at this stage and age in their life, I'm not sure which when Curry want to step on it with that group. So I'm curious to see because I know the knowledge is there, the skill set is there, but I don't want those guys in the playoffs wore down a bit. If you understand what I'm saying to y'all.
No, 100%. Some of the things that we've seen when the Warriors were at their best, they had deep teams, right? They had
Mm-hmm.
teams where the bench could come in and they could relieve some of the pressure off these starters, and they can mix and match the lineups. Their style is unmatched, and their ability to play together, the unselfish style. But you're 100% right. But at the same time, I'm looking at somebody like Steph Curry, man, in his 17th year, 37 years old, and he's still running, almost averaging 27 points a game. Jimmy
Mm-hmm.
Butler is somebody that is a very versatile player. He plays with a controlled pace, and I like the fact that they implemented and they inserted Jonathan Kuminga in there because they need some athleticism. They need some
Mm-hmm.
young blood in there, and they can rely on him a little bit more. But with Draymond Green, the knowledge is there. So the unfortunate thing, though, Fats, is I gotta call you. We on the show. I gotta call you Terrance Smith. The unfortunate thing is you might not have that much run. The West is a monster.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't stack these wins up now, you may get into the play-in, and now you got to play 2 or 3 games back to back to try to get into that 6th seed, which is the playoff. So they may not have the luxury to rest those guys because they're going to have to get wins. Currently, I mean, it's only a week; it's very early. Currently, they're in the 8th position. So right now, if they would stop now, they'd be in the play-in. They wouldn't be in the playoff. So it's one of those things where they have to manage it. But they definitely, I think they believe that they're a championship team.
We'll see what's happening with that. It's game time now, fellas.
Game time.
Game time. It's the subject with me and Al talk about a hot topic in the NBA. Today we're going to discuss a little bit of the gambling since that's going on right now. Um, I'll jump right into it. Al, me being your cousin, you being a pro athlete. If the bookie said you was going to get 10 points, and I needed to call you and say, Al, I need you to get 9 points so I can win this bet and take a 500,000. I understand where all this is coming from. And my only thing with it is that this has been going on for years. It's just that we are getting introduced to it, and we are not taking the professional steps of doing it gambling wise. Where there's people who are doing the same exact thing gambling, but they are well experienced in the space to watch their fingerprints when gambling. So I think our group is now getting introduced to gambling, but we're not as careful as groups that's had more experience than us with gambling. So I feel like there's rooms for both sides. You can't be mad at nobody. It's gambling. It can't. There's nothing correct, great, or good about the word gambling. It's crooked. It's a crooked thing. It's a gamble. It's a scam at best. It's a gamble. So there is nothing safe about gambling. So I don't understand like how the NBA could get so upset when they're the same entity advertising gambling. They're advertising for you to go and gamble it. And then you're trying to tell the guys who are in the mixed of the gamble, they can't gamble. It's just not a clear line. And it's 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 just a crazy situation that the NBA has put themselves into because they saying we can make money off of the gamble, but the players that's in the gamble can't make the money. It's a hard thing to do, and it's a hard wash. And I don't know where to stand on it. I'm clearly on the make money side because anybody want to make everybody's doing this to make money. So I would hope that they understand that if I said Alvin, I need you to get 10 points, and what you only getting 10 points, the bookies got you down for 12. There's a chance I can make 500,000 or 600,000. That puts you in the. It's just a bad situation for all of us included. And I think the only way it's makes smooth because it's gambling is to do it properly. Make sure no fingerprints. Make sure it's cash. Make sure it can't track back to you. If I have to say the truth about it, but it's available. It's there. It's happening. It's today. DraftKings not shutting down tomorrow, and the NBA players are not shutting down tomorrow. It's here. It's happening.
No, it's the irony of it all is, you see the partnership with the NBA and all and leagues across the board with these gambling companies and these betting companies. And to me, you're putting people in harm's way. I
Mm-hmm.
understand the partnership. I understand the revenue aspect of it. I understand growing the entire sport. but I think there's something that has to be in place. You always hear the integrity of the sport, and now we're putting a lot of people in control of controlling the integrity of the sport. For instance, your scenario, me and you, I'm a person that I don't gamble, so our relationship, you know that. So I would explain, I can't touch that. I can't be nowhere involved with it. I would translate that to you. Then, me and you wouldn't put me in harm's way. But guess what? Maybe what if I am a gambler? What if I like to bet? What if someone grabbed you one day and say, "Yo, man, we got your closest friend. We got somebody close to you. We need this to happen. That's your cousin. Make sure this happens." It's a lot of criminal activities out there with that world, right? So for the NBA and these other sports leagues to put players in that position, it's just putting them in harm's way. So you got to be really, really careful. Sure, the language is out there. Sure, the disciplinary actions are out there. But do you really want to tap into all that? Do you really want to go in that path? Because that's the only negative thing that can happen out of this thing. Like, it's nothing good that can happen out of it. Other people's going to make money off of it, but your product and your partner and part of your ownership, which are the players, it's a 51-49 split with all the revenue coming in for the NBA. You're putting them in harm's way. And now you're challenging and you're tapping into the integrity of the sport. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult to understand for me. I'm not in that position in the executive side with the NBA and the decision-making piece. But again, I think something will have to be discussed and reviewed moving forward when it comes to sports betting and all of these things when the players are involved.
Again, though, Alvin, I think that it's a bad spot because you leave. There are gonna be some bad seeds in this group of how many NBA players is it? 500?
450.
450 a season. There's gonna be some bad seeds in this 450. So where's the disciplinary? How do you track it? How it's just like you said, you're opening up the door to 450 of them may be even forced to be a bad seed at times.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And people have all the exposure to these people, man. Like, it's a criminal world out there to these people. I remember rookie year when it's a guy, he's speaking a lot on the sports betting and gambling now. If you look at him on YouTube, I can't really remember his name, but he came and spoke to us as a rookie about gambling and how, just say, mafia people, that world, would attract and try to get integrated in your world in different tactics. So you had to be really careful. And again, you're putting 450, you're putting even more. They're putting family members, you're putting close friends in danger because it's not just under the umbrella of the NBA. People go and live their own lives. People have their own lives before the NBA. So you're just putting a lot of people in harm's way once again.
yeah, not a safe thing to do. I think the NBA maybe they was I don't know, man. I just don't know. I'm glad we spoke on it.
Hey, Terrance, this day in sports. You like that, don't you? You came
Yeah, I
up with
like
that.
that. Yeah.
But one of my childhood heroes, I shouldn't even say childhood, but yeah, childhood, Gary Payton. This day, November 3rd, 1990, was his first NBA game.
Damn.
And guess who it was against?
Oh,
Magic Johnson and the Lakers.
did he bust ass?
1990. He had 9 points. I want to say, let me see, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. The glove.
Yeah.
Glove. But yeah, Gary Payton, first game, man, as a rookie playing against Magic Johnson. I can only imagine the butterflies in his stomach. November 3rd, 1990. Played against the Lakers.
Well, on this day in sports, Wilt Chamberlain scored 72 against the Lakers, and that's just his fourth highest total in NBA history. So shout out to Wilt Chamberlain for busting the motherfucker's ass this day. He has 72 points against the Lakers. Shit, he's playing for the Warriors. Shout out to Wilt, man, on this day in sports.
End game. This is a segment of the show where we check the mail from our audience, our fans, our subscribers. And tonight we have from Guilty 4224. He wrote, "This may be a very, very hot take, but I have a feeling the Pelicans are making the playoffs this season if Zion and Murray are able to keep being healthy. And with the addition of Jordan Poole, man, this is a squad. What you think, Fats?
No, I don't know what this guilty guy talking about. Pelicans suck right now. They're 0-6, and I think they need to get rid of the head coach. I think they need to get I think they need to get rid of Willie Green. It seems he don't care anything about the team. He seems like all he worried about is his waves. Every time he on TV, his hair nice and neat, but the fucking team suck. So I think I get rid of Willie Green first, and then I don't know if Zion want to be in that market anymore because the market is just not an interesting market for that caliber of player. I think he's looking to get to LA, New York, Miami. He's looking for a bigger market. So his motor or his interest in the game don't seem to be there right now. What you think, Al?
If Willie, you probably won't see it, but if you see it, I ain't got nothing to do with that, man. I love Willie Green. I'm jealous the waves be flowing, but honestly, Willie's a good coach. He's been in a tough position. Zion always being hurt. Things is just it's just in flux over there. But the question was if they can be healthy. It's gonna be hard. Like we haven't seen Zion healthy. So if he is healthy, heck yeah. Right now they're 0-6. Just keep going back to it's early in the season. But guess what? They brought Joe Dumars over there. Joe Dumars, we know what he did with the Detroit Pistons. We know what type of exec he was and president. So hopefully he can bring those winning ways to this team. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time, and they got to figure it out. Jordan Poole, to me, he's a wild card. I mean, as talented as he is, he plays a style of basketball that it's it's a carefree style of basketball, but he has talent. But I don't know how far you go with him as your point guard. I think he needs to be off the ball a little bit more, let him go as he wants. But it's going to be tough for them, especially in that West. So guilty. You may be supporting your Pelicans team, but I agree with you when you first said it's a very hot take.
That's all it is. It's a hot take. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Check Game. And make sure to holler at us. Continue to send us mail because we check mail here like we check game. Anything before we get out of here, Al?
That's it, man. Good show. Good to see you. I'll see you next week, brother.
Peace.